Smith come in
Why?
to talk about breweries.
Well, if we're going to do Ray Smith, then we have to do... Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 284 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I am Weston Pugh, and today we're going to go into Oak Cliff and take a look at 3206 Gladiolus.
It's a cute area. Love the area.
We've sold house over there. This is always one of those little areas that gets gobbled up.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about the breweries around the Dallas area and how those affect real estate and how they just kind of fit into the world.
It is interesting. Stay tuned.
We should have had Ray Smith come in
Why?
to talk about breweries.
Well, if we're going to do Ray Smith, then we have to do James Wilcox because James Wilcox and Mark McKay love
12 of us on the couch.
I was about to say,
chit-chatting about
there's
beer.
a lot of hot air in a little bitty area. Oh, well. So, you know what? Before we jump into all that, we want to talk a little bit about my favorite season of the year, which is fall, and it is upcoming, even though it's going to be 95 degrees by the end of the week. And we want to talk about what you can do but where to go experience pumpkins in and around Dallas area. And so first place that we thought about talking about was going to be called the Dallas Pumpkin Nights. And I've never heard of this, did a little research on it. So you go online, buy your tickets, and I think this is a new way that we're seeing experiences taking place because you have a dedicated timetable that you're supposed to arrive by. And then once you get there, there are different experiences that you can have and different photo opportunities. So it's kind of like the fall pumpkin version of Team Labs in Tokyo on a different scale.
Yeah, Meow Wolf.
Or Meow Wolf.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is one of those elements that is like gaining in popularity.
Yeah.
I've seen it actually pushed out on several sites, and since I did do some Googling, it's already showing up more on my feeds as well. But this is a really interesting element, good walkthrough. Definitely love to know who goes. Might be something to do.
I'll have to go look at that. I did not look at this before you brought it up, so I'll be interested. The next thing we wanted to talk about was the Dallas Arboretum. And the Dallas Arboretum has I think they have the largest pumpkin display in the United States.
I would agree with that.
Or the largest number of pumpkins. There's
the variety.
Yeah, but it's really great. I have been there in the fall season. It is as beautiful as you see in the pictures here. If you get a chance, go over there on a Sunday afternoon, take a picnic lunch, lay out under the trees. It is spectacular. It is one of the really finest parts of Dallas.
And if you like to decorate with the gourds and the squashes and the pumpkins, but you like really unique shapes and colors, this is the place to go for those. Not going to be cheap, but they are definitely not going to be with the little gray or orange ones that you see at Walmart. Next up, we're going to talk about Dallas Farmers Market Pumpkin Patch. And this is also a really good concept. Lots of little gourds over here, big gourds as well. But this is more of a experience the Dallas scene as well. So this is located in the shed. But one of the great things too is Rubelas is also over there. And so it's like you can get 2 for 1 with this one. So we kind of picked this one just because this is like go listen to live music, go have a beer, grab tacos at one of our favorite places, walk around, get your produce, and get you some pumpkins.
And this starts on the 16th, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, one of them starts on the 15th. They are all starting really quickly. But if you are definitely going to do the Dallas Pumpkin Nights, plan ahead for that one. You are going to need to get tickets. Arboretum too, I would definitely say plan ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
It's going to get packed.
So let's talk about Market Watch.
Well, what is there to talk about Market Watch, Jeff?
So, it's that middle of September. We are going to see the highs and lows kind of like we see just because this is a real micro version of this, but coming soon contracts were up 8% last week, and that is from the week before. This is just in Dallas County. And new active listings were up 22%. That's a really great number. I'm glad to see that happening. Inventory is definitely growing. Option period, there were 19% more houses that went into an option period. That is the first status of a contract that you usually go into when a buyer wants to do inspections and they need to negotiate repairs.
And all this is really great look because you can see here how this will all actually then move into the pending status, which is already up 5%, 6 units over last week, which is great to see, especially in this time of the market. Solds, no big deal that this is down. This is just one of the flat parts of the market. We'll begin to see this really pick up as you saw how new active, option, and pending have all increased. So will solds in the next week. And now look at mortgage rates.
Wait.
What?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. I guess if we had percussions, we could do that. But mortgage rates, they have already adjusted based on what the anticipation is going to be. They are down to 6.1. I don't know when. It had to be 2 years ago last time I saw a 6.
Saw close to a 5. Yeah.
So,
easily.
and this is interesting. So if you want in the 5s with a point, you're all the way in.
Jeremy called me the other day. I've been kind of talking to him about where mortgage rates were going, and I 3 weeks ago was like, so can you get me into the 5s? Can you get somebody into the 5s? I want to talk about that. And then he called last week and he was like, I can get him in the 5s on conventional.
I think this will be the push, and I think with inventory coming on and rates dropping to where they have been, this is going to be a quarter that probably will be much different than past four quarters.
Yeah.
Or Q4.
And if you have all those people out there that bought houses in the last 10 to 12 years that have the 3 3/4, 4% interest rate, 4 to 4 1/8, now you're looking at something that's in the 5s. If you need to make that move, it becomes much more financially achievable.
You actually can stomach it.
Yeah, you've got really great equity during that period. You could transfer that equity over into a new home, but your borrowing costs are just going to be a smidge more.
A smidge. So this is really great news. This is going to be something that we're going to see. Just to kind of backtrack real quick, we get the information about rates from Optimal Blue. Check it out on optimalblue.com. Take a look. Great information there. Good historic data as well. If you'd like information about an area that you're interested in, let us know. It's really important for you as a buyer or a seller to know what's actually happening, not just listen to the hype. So let us know. It's an easy portal that we can set up, and you can get that data sent to you once a day or as it comes online, so you can be there and ready to make decisions.
Absolutely.
Jeff, tell us what we're going to talk about.
So we're going to talk about 3206 Gladiolus. This is a really, really cool that's down in generally the Keystwood neighborhood. This is south of Ledbetter, which is also considered Loop 12. This is right off of Hampton. We've sold several homes in this area. Bill and Daryl, our really good friends, live like a quarter mile to the east, quarter mile to the west of that. It's really just a really great neighborhood.
If you're not familiar with this portion of Dallas, this is one of the few areas where we get some topography. You might actually think you're in Austin or the Hills country. It's really easy to get in and around here. So that what you've lived here, if you live here, you no longer have to deal with the massive amount of construction that's happening there on 35 any longer, which makes it easier to get in and out. The other thing too is if you're working either in Arlington or you're on the outer skirts, the western side of Dallas, this is a really good way to get around and to and from there. Plus, you're still within 20 minutes of Love Field, and probably within 40 minutes of the DFW airport. So both are really, really great proximities for commuting locally and across the state and nation.
And this is right off of Hampton, which is one of those really good connector streets that takes you right into the medical district.
Yep.
So if you are somebody that is somehow involved with UT Southwestern, Parkland, Children's Hospital, Zillipshe, any of that, this is a really, really great area to consider.
Now, what locals love about living in this area, and I mean love, because people always ask us, what am I going to do? I know on East Dallas, I'm going to go around White Rock Lake 1,000 times, but over here you have Oak Cliff Nature Preserve, and this is a really great kind of hidden gem in this area. You have 8 miles of off trails, which consist of 6 separate loops. And they are perfect for both hiking or mountain biking, and it's a total of 121 acres.
I've done this before. Actually, I've done this with Bill and Daryl.
I was going to say, I know you've done it with Daryl for sure.
Yeah, we went out and did a couple of the, we probably did 4 or 5 miles of hikes out there, and it was, there were parts of it that were a little bit challenging, which we really wanted, but there were parts of it where you would just walk along under tree shaded paths.
It's also dog friendly.
Yes.
So you can take your pet. I think you have to be on leashes.
Yes.
Here's a quick view of what someone did, which I thought was really great. And I'm not a mountain biker, but to me, this looks to me a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah.
Than I don't know if he's like time lapse this or what, but this is not how fast I would go down that at all. Not even close.
Well, one of the other great things in the area is Wynnewood Village Shopping Center. Wynnewood Village has a very storied history in Dallas. It was started by Angus Wynn, or built by Angus Wynn. It is just south of the Wynnewood North neighborhood, which is one of our really great true mid-century modern neighborhoods. There's a lot of redevelopment that's going on in Wynnewood Village right now. There is a Target that's under construction there. Lots of new stores, lots of new shops, lots of new restaurants.
Foot Locker is now there. James Avery is now there. Bed Bath & Beyond is there. They are really reinventing this thing. So definitely something to check out. These, as we're going to talk about in the second segment, these are elements that really do encourage developers to come in and also really provide a community way of life.
Mm-hmm. Does.
So Swank is a new restaurant that is over on Beckley. And by new, I don't mean like it just opened last week. It's open enough. Go there, enjoy it. I got to meet Luke. He's right there. Last weekend when I played in the pickleball tournament called Dink for Pink, Luke was one of the teams that we played. He and his wife own this restaurant. I have to tell you, I haven't been there yet, but they were the nicest people, and they rooted for us and for his husband, which I thought was great. But their food, and it was funny because there were like 10 people that were there rooting for them when they all go to that restaurant. And it was so sweet. And I thought, wow, they've done a really great job of like bringing their own, like people here to root.
Cheerleaders.
And they were talking about how good the food is. So I wanted to shout out, because this is such a cool area, and this is something that is the backbone lifeblood of the Cliff. It is such a mom and pop. It is such a non-big box that this is just, I'm so excited for them, and I hope that everybody goes out there and gives them a shout.
I'll do it.
I love it.
So the house we're going to talk about today is 3206 Gladiolus Lane. Really wonderful neighborhood. South Oak Cliff. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage built in 1963. That is a metal roof that you see, which is going to be a great asset for this home. Really nice drive-up appeal. I mean, it's really just nice, comfortable.
And the other thing too, so about this house, it was built in 63, but because of the roof and because of the way that's been redone on the inside, it does not feel like a 63 house at all. It is move-in ready. It is a 1-story ranch, which is huge, and it has, the taste level on this was really well done. So the thought process here is that you walk in, and they've probably opened it up there on the left-hand side. You'll see in a little bit, but you open up into this really great room right here that connects to the dining room. Still has built-ins, which kind of keep that warmth to it. There's no weird light fixtures hanging down. The walls are done the way that you want them. The windows look over and are appropriate location. So it just has that quick, easy move in. And I said they're appropriate windows, but they're also really nice and big.
Yeah, they've all the windows have been replaced. The interesting thing that I thought was, so the dining room, while it is a separate room, this is a very open floor plan.
Yeah.
But while it's a separate room, it still feels very connected to the rest of the house. You've got great connection to the kitchen, great connection to the living room. As you step this way into the kitchen, you can see that all quartz countertops have been done, stainless steel appliances. The cabinetry is, did we ever figure out who that was?
I did not. I looked, but I couldn't find it.
Feels like very good quality cabinetry.
So what I really appreciate about the way the house flows and the way that it's set up is that whether it's just you're making breakfast for 2 in the morning or where you're entertaining an end of year holiday party, this house has the ability to accommodate all of those lifestyles. They have both large and small oven. The refrigerator right there is wonderful in that it's almost like a darker stainless steel. Mm-hmm. And remember how much I like that window that was in the dining room? Well, here we have one that's in the breakfast nook. And this is overlooking the creek view, which is really great. And so we're going to pivot, and as you see in the left-hand corner, behind that wall, that's where the kitchen is. And this sweeps into the other family room where the fireplace is. So the first one's more formal, more of like reading, catching up on coffee in the morning. And this is like where you sit down, you look over the creek again, walk out. But this is where you can actually host. This is where you might throw your party, watch the game, watch the Emmys coming up. All of it works out perfectly well in this house.
And this is the master bedroom. Is it a master bedroom? Yeah. And again, beautiful windows. That looks right out onto the creek view, the backyard view. You can see through the window that they've got a built-in deck out there. Bathroom was done really nicely. So they have applied the wooden wall technique in the bathroom, and it is basically just wood slats. So it's kind of a design element. I know a lot of people use that because it does absorb some sound. If you've got a room that's got a lot of hard surfaces on it, it just gives you a little bit tighter feel.
And so not only do we have a double vanity, we've got the actual, as Jeff was saying, the architectural walls there, but the actually smart placement of the toilet, low profile, again, kind of keeps with this whole minimal feel. And as you swing around here, we've created a wet area. And so there's only one piece of glass. You can barely see it with that green line. You step into a little shower area with a disappearing drain. But this reminded me of Tokyo, where they had the stones around the tub. All in all, it was really well thought out. And this attention to detail and this detail and thought even continues into this first primary bedroom.
And this is the hall bath that is connected to that bedroom. Sorry, they did such a great job on these bathrooms. I got kind of lost between them, but single vanity in this one, another low profile toilet, and then a shower stall again.
So as we come outside, we've got a little covered deck right here, but this is 0.8, is it 835 acres? And so this only sits on the very front edge of that. And so when we pivot around, you begin to see all of this luscious greenscape, this large canopy. If you are a person who has a vision, who wants to have something to do on the weekend, this would be a beautiful house. If you don't want to do any of that, this is still a beautiful house for that, because it is so tranquil and it is so relaxing just to be able to sit out here and listen to the birds.
Oh,
you're in town, but you're really not.
Beautiful. So this is 3206 Gladiolus Lane, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, built in 1963, just under 2,700 square feet, priced at $653,000, and that is about $242 a square foot.
Yeah.
Really good value.
This is a great home. We want to say thank you so much to Melissa O'Brien for allowing us to feature her home. It is going to be a link to in the comments. Please click on it. Share this with all your friends and family. You can go through the pictures that we didn't use. If it's a house that you would like to see, let us know, and we'll be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pew, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the second segment, episode 284 of Sold with Updike Pew. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we thought we'd talk a little bit about, I need to screen, Dallas breweries and real estate, why location matters.
So
Sorry about that.
that's okay. So this is, we thought we'd go a little bit more fun today, a little bit more playful. I've got a really great group of friends that just like to go to breweries. We'll go on the weekends, or we
Every
do
Wednesday.
a beer Wednesday, which is kind of everybody's chance to get together and go to one of our local breweries. Just have some people that come don't even drink. It's just the camaraderie that is being created, and so we wanted to talk about a few of the breweries around town that we think are really good, and then also talk about how they connect into the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So the first is just to talk about the boom of the breweries that have happened. I think since just before COVID, we have had an explosion of breweries that have come up here, and there is almost no neighborhood that doesn't have something very, very close to it. And it's become a really important part, I think, for people to be able to, to get together on a very casual basis.
Correct.
Just have a beer, just hang out, just have dinner. It's really become a way of life here in Dallas.
They fit a niche. So that's, I think, the thing is they don't always have to be that high-end get dressed up. Mm-hmm. It's throw on a t-shirt, put your football on, so go enjoy.
Very much so.
And Dallas needs a few more things like that.
And they also provide really great walkability and portability, I guess, because many of them are located in neighborhoods where you've got good walkability, or they're located in an area where you could get on a DART train and go if you want. But just having the access to so many, I think the brewing community does really, really well, because there are so many people that have been drawn to it.
Well, what are your 4 favorite breweries?
So some of my favorite breweries out there, one of them is on rotation. Number one thing about it is it is close to my house. So when Beer Wednesday is out on rotation, I'm going to be there. It is like a 2-minute drive. This is a really great place situated right over here by Love Field. They have a really fantastic outdoor space. The owners are very involved in it. They are consistent because I think I see them do that with other groups. There's usually anywhere from 6 to 12 people in our group we go, and every time somebody manager or owner comes over and says, "Hey guys, how you doing? Having a good night? Everything okay? Anything we need?"
Strong customer service.
So really way out there on customer service.
So one of the other ones is Community Beer Company. Community Beer Company is a little more centrally located, not quite so in the neighborhood. This is a really great one. It has lots of indoor-outdoor spaces. It's a unique one too, in the fact that they also have their own spirits. So if you're looking for vodka, I believe they have tequila, maybe. So there are elements there, and this also serves wine. This is a rather large. I think quite oftentimes we think about a brewery as maybe being a little small. This is a very unique one, and it's pretty big on the other side.
And they've got an upstairs space.
Yeah. So one of the other ones that's kind of a little further north is Four Corners Brewery. Four Corners is this looks like this would be like in streets, but it's not. It's in Carrollton. But it just has that feel where everybody's going to be hanging out. Kind of like an outdoor version of Cedars, I think. We'll talk a little bit more about what they turned into, but it's really interesting to see how these locations can create growth from a real estate standpoint. And I think it starts when we start looking at these things. It starts with developers coming in and seeing that there's a need in creating nice scale apartments. And these nice scale apartments now almost always have first level retail. West Village has been really popular, and it proved nationally that it's something that can work. And you see a backfill that then creates these other elements like restaurants that pop in and around.
One of the other points that I think is really good about a lot of breweries is like Vector Brewery is kind of the downtown of Lake Highlands. It's right at the corner of Adelia and Walnut Hill. And one of the things that they do really well is because within the Lake Highlands area there's so many children, they focus on making sure that kids are taken care of there as well. And it's it's a little loud to go in, and you're not somebody that's there with kids that day, and you won't have, but that it still provides that environment for them, which is a big value add.
I think that what's different about a brewery versus a bar or a pub is that a brewery allows you to come out and enjoy it all day long, and it's all facets of the family. So you can come out after you do a 10K or after you've done yoga or Pilates on the weekend. You can have a beer, and you can bring food in from one of the other areas, or you can, a lot of times they have their own small kitchens, a food truck. So there's options for you there. Then as it kind of progresses in the afternoons, soccer practice is over, you're done, you're shopping your errands, and you want to go have a beer. This is a great place to go do that. And there are opening up to the outside so we're able to enjoy the weather.
And the one last brewery that I'd like to mention is the Three Nations Brewery. This is in downtown, old downtown Carrollton. And Three Nations is a really great environment. They always have live music every Saturday night. They have a tap room if you don't want to be involved in music. They've got a tap room you go into. There is enough indoor space. They have enough indoor space that if the weather demands, the band can be inside, and they've got big upstairs spaces for you to kind of get up and get away. But if it's a beautiful night like last Saturday night, it was perfect. It was just a perfect evening there.
So I think the versatility of the brewery, if we talk about what other elements in the past have really affected real estate and are still affecting real estate. I mean, one of the ones that comes to my mind is the Katy Trail. And I think Katy Trail really helped values that were a little slump all the way down to the places down by AAC really is now $2. And it's kind of like increased as it went all the way up Highland Park. There's also the putt golf that Tiger Woods started that's out in far north.
Greenscape.
Yep. So there are these elements that kind of like begin to package a lifestyle, and this lifestyle then begins to affect real estate prices. So if I was thinking, am I too close to a brewery? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I think the point that we want to make is that because of lifestyle. A lot of times some of these lifestyle islands or deserts, it provides you a little place to go, a sanctuary. Yes. Where you go hang out. And so it does begin to feed itself. And it is a positive thing. It may not make a massive economic impact on your home, but it could actually make a great impact for your community and your well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're fun.
Absolutely. Go check them out.
So hopefully you found this helpful. If there's any other breweries that you have an interest in, just throw them in the comments below. If there's any other topic you want us to talk about, just leave it for us. We'll be happy to do that.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.